G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of my trip to the USA. This is episode number 6 and today we are in Tombstone, Arizona. You would have seen a little bit of it last night when I arrived. A little bit dark, but I'm about to head down to, well, we'll call it the CBD. So just a small sort of country town, some unbelievable sort of scenery around here with the mountains and everything. It's just amazing. So I'm going to head back to where I walked last night. I'm actually going to walk a little bit down the main road because I was on the footpath last night where I saw that massive snake. Well, it looked massive anyway, but it was at least 6 feet, I thought. I'm not sure what sort of snake it was, but I'll be walking down the main road just in case because there's some bushes and stuff near the footpath. But anyway, so today, first on the agenda, we're going to go for a little bit of a look through the town, see what's around. Then I'll probably have something to eat. Then at 1 o'clock today, I've got the OK Corral gunfight recreation, so that should be awesome. Of course, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, all the cowboys. Then later I've got a trolley tour around city, town, whatever it is. It's a town. And tonight I've got a ghost tour. So plenty to see today. Just loving the scenery so far. So we'll have a look around and see what we can get up to on episode number 6 here in Tombstone, Arizona. Now this portion of the street is actually closed. This is where I think there's a stagecoach or something comes down here. So I'll hopefully get some footage of that. But look at all these old buildings. And the road here. I can see down there's 4 fellas in the middle of the street. I'm not sure whether they're the cast of the OK Corral gunfight because I can see the sign for that down there. That's where I had dinner last night, which is Big Nose Kate's Saloon. But yeah, 4 guys down there. Could it be Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday? Was it Virgil? And who's the other one? There's another Earp as well. I've lost my thought. Was it Virgil? Who else is there? Someone else anyway. Sorry about that. Should know my history a bit better. And here is the stagecoach going through town. Now the other Earp, by the way, was Morgan Earp. So Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan. Got that right? Yeah, Virgil, Morgan, Wyatt. I'll get it right one day. And of course Doc Holliday. Head down to the OK Corral and see what's down here. Some of the old shops along here. First gunfight's about to take place. There are the boys there. That's the Doc Holliday there. It's almost like this place is just lost in time. It's amazing. And there, right there is the OK Corral. Be there a little bit later for the gunfight. This is the trolley tour that I'll be on a little bit later, so we'll check that out I think a couple of hours time. It's this old Tombstone Western Town Gunfighter Hall of Fame Museum. So what I'll do, I'm going to have just a look around town for starters and then find a few shops and stuff to go in I think and explore a little bit. But yeah, amazing so far. Actually want to get to Boot Hill as well, the cemetery which is around here as well, so we'll try and find that. Now this says it here, it's the Oriental Saloon and Theatre, and I'm not sure whether that in Tombstone the movie where I think that's where Wyatt Earp and his brothers take over to do the gambling, or take over the gambling in there. The Oriental. Well, that's it there, the Oriental Saloon, sorry. That looks like it's it there. Theatre is next door. So we'll definitely be in there for a drink or something later. Casino in there. Not sure it's real, but we'll check that out. There's the Longhorn there. I can see the Birdcage Theatre a bit further up there. That's where in the movie they all shoot the ceiling and spit in buckets, all that sort of stuff. There's Doc Holliday Saloon. That's where I'm going to go for breakfast. I'm looking forward to actually getting some of these stores and checking them out. How cool is this joint? I know I've said it a few times, and I'll probably say it a few more. A few things from the era there. Wagons and stuff. Old cars. What is that, a car or something there? Jeez. Apparently it's authentic. Not sure who this guy is supposed to be. He does have a badge on there, so maybe it's supposed to be Wyatt Earp. I'm not sure, but... Across the road there's another one at Doc Holliday's. Now it's a saloon. I thought it was a cafe. It's a saloon. So I'm going to find another one. I think it's called the OK Cafe. So I might go down there and get something to eat. Holy shit, the gunfight started. And apparently this is where Morgan Earp was shot, on this table. There's up there, historical site. Morgan Earp shooting. It was here. There you go. Now it's used to store t-shirts. This is the Tombstone City Park, and this gentleman here is Edward L. Schieffelin, who, because of his silver discoveries, actually led to the founding of Tombstone. Never knew much about that, and there you go. There is the one that made the city or town of Tombstone possible. Edward L. Schieffelin. Alright, so we're going to try this Longhorns restaurant so we can get some breakfast. The other cafe was actually shut with police tape on it, so I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll go in there and see if we can get some pancakes or something for breakfast. This is the Longhorn restaurant. Just be careful I don't film anyone, but this is the entry. Pretty cool stuff. Memorabilia there. Great artwork on these windows. That is pretty cool. One of the OK Corral shootout. Won't serve in pancakes at this time of day, so it is eggs and bacon Skittles. There's no way I'm going to get through that, but anyway, we'll give it a crack. Wyatt Earp saddle from the movie. Some really cool stuff over here. Assuming it's all authentic. Fire equipment there. Right here. Yep, buggies. Piano box buggies. Someone actually... Is it a blacksmith or something there, is it? Yep, blacksmith. Very cool. Right, entering the OK Corral. So after October 26, 1881, the Cowboys went back here, and minutes later the Earps and Doc Holliday turned up and created history. Let's go have a look. And this here is a prostitute's crib. That's obviously the bed. What else? A literal crib down there, is it? For a baby? And a potty or something over there, down the toilet. There you go, and apparently they were all perfectly legal here back in the 1860s. It's like a photography studio. Photography in the 1880s. Newspapers down there, the Earps, Doc Holliday. And it looks like we've got over here an authentic gambling table from back in the day. Roulette. And this exhibit is in honour of Geronimo, probably the most famous Indian of all time. You can see there that is a bit of a mock-up of what happened on the day. And it says here, this here is a map drawn by Wyatt Earp about what happened that day and where everyone was positioned. Notably, Ike Clanton wasn't on the map because he was the one that ran, and Wyatt Earp always considered him a coward, so never put him on the map. And he was there.
How many of you thought you were sitting?
I love the fact that Tombstone's actually got a soundtrack now, thanks to the movie.
I said, are you ready? Yeah. For a gunfight? Yeah! That's a little better. A couple of things before we get started, folks. First things first. Please, at no point during or after the presentation, try to handle our weapons. Fight.
Now you've got it. Throw up your hands, boys. We're here for those guns. Hold on, I don't mean that. All right, folks.
Oh, that was really good. I mean, it's a pretty basic sort of thing. It's a 30-minute sort of reenactment. Obviously, we're not expecting Hollywood quality, but they all did a good job of telling the story. And the interesting thing, a lot of the storyline is actually a little different to the movie Tombstone. They probably get it more probably historically correct in Wyatt Earp, even though Tombstone is a much better movie. But it was really good just to see a little bit how it played out, and yeah, it was a good way to spend half an hour anyway. So now we are heading down to the trolley tour, and I think that goes for about 30 minutes as well. That'll take us around the town, and what I might do is once I go around the town, it might just give me a couple of other ideas to go back and sort of visit. I know the cemetery, Boot Hill, is around here somewhere. No doubt we'll go past it, so I'll get some footage of that and then probably go back up for a closer look. But first, a bottle of water. Let's go. It's about 35 degrees, so. Alright, before the trolley tour, I might just go and have a look in here. This is Old Tombstone, Western Town. Not quite sure what it is, but let's have a look. Now it says there's daily gunfights, but not quite sure what times they're on, but looks like they've got some little cafes and stuff in here as well. Okay, so it looks like it's a little bit of a park for the kids. There's a little mini golf course there. Some pretty cool accessories there with the coach and everything there, but what I want to have a look at is the countryside. Check this out. Now remember, we are in the middle of the desert here. Check this out for a view. Wow. So there's a show down there that they put on. Look at that, just beautiful. Something for the kids to have a crack at, or big kids. Alright, now that is the Tombstone Trolley tour bus. Now I've just been on the tour. I didn't actually get any footage because it was really hard to see anything really. It was good just to listen to everything, but I'm going to jump in my car and go down to Boot Hill. Everything, it was just good to get some information about everything, but yeah, it was really hard to get any footage or photos. So let's go jump in the car and we'll head down to Boot Hill, which is, because it's quite a walk. So I'm going to drive. Be a lot quicker. Actually, before we go to Boot Hill, I want to do the Birdcage Theatre tour. You really want to hear a little bit more of the history of the Birdcage Theatre. It's very famous. As I said earlier, it was where you remember in the movie where the Billy Zane and everyone did the performance on stage, and the cowboys and everyone shot the guns in the air. Well, this is where it all happened. So very interested to hear a little bit more of the history. Well, this is the entryway. There's the Wyatt Earp up there. These are hot guns, wow. Now, apparently this piano has sat in this exact spot since 1881. One of the first to arrive in Tombstone, and shipped from South America to San Francisco, and then that was by boat, and then brought to Tombstone by train. So yes, apparently that is where it has sat for 150 years. Wow, so many great photos and artifacts in here. Dentist chair. Some of the costumes that the dancers wore. Not sure what this is. A Black Maria. Original Boot Hill hearse, trimmed in 24 karat gold and sterling silver. So that is original. So I didn't actually realise it, but I'm actually standing on the stage. There are the curtains up there, and there's a stage there. Now if I walk out here, again I didn't realise because I didn't look up, and there are the booths over there, and also on this side, the stairs up to the stage. This is what the poker room would have looked like. Everyone throws money on there, I suppose, for luck. That guy wasn't so lucky. And this here is a bedroom, or one of many bedrooms here. This was also a bordello slash brothel. And this is what a room looked like, and you can actually see down there the original floor. Wow, I love that. The only building apparently on this street, it wasn't the only one in Tombstone, but on this street that hasn't been restored at all. It's all original. And you get even just the smell of the building. And you would have seen a little bit of the vision there. Just the, it was probably hard to see on camera, but the carpet and just all the accessories, the lamp shades and all that sort of stuff. Just, wow, talk about step back in time. But I had to have a look because, as I said, it's one of the most famous buildings here in Tombstone, and one of the ones with the most historical significance. and it was well worth the $15, whatever it was, to have a look around. So now I'm going to head up to Boot Hill and check out that famous gravesite. Not sure I actually got any footage of my hotel yesterday, but that's it, the In History tombstone. Okay, this is at the Boot Hill Graveyard. What's it say there? The property is on the National Register of Historic Places, Tombstone, Arizona. This is one of the most famous graveyards in the world. A lot of cowboys and everything buried here, or people from the old west. So let's go in and check it out. All right, where to first? I have got a map. Apparently I'm supposed to start down the right hand corner and work my way around. Apparently this is like an actual cemetery, so I think a lot of people just think it's a make-believe sort of thing, but no, these are all real graves. And these are probably the most famous graves in the Boot Hill Cemetery, all part of the OK Corral shooting or murder. If you listen to some of the people with the different perceptions of what actually happened there, I think in the movie it sort of promoted that the Earp brothers were sort of acting in self-defense, but these guys, a lot of people claim that they actually murdered Billy Clanton, Frank McClory and Tom McClory, all in the streets of Tombstone, October 21st, 1881. That is their graves there. I've got to admit, it does sort of look like a bit of a Hollywood set or something you'd see in a theme park or something, but as I said, this is an actual graveyard. What have we got here? So we've got the Confederate flag there. Was it died 1880? This guy here, John Heath, taken from county jail and lynched by Bisbee mob in Tombstone, February 22nd, 1884. I actually heard a story before from the trolley operator saying that some guy was hanged because they thought he stole a horse, and he said, "I've got the receipt in my tent." I said, "Yeah, no, don't worry about it, we're going to hang you anyway." And the next morning they actually found the receipt in his tent. That was the justice in the old west. Hang first and ask questions later. Lots of unknown graves here too. And this is the grave of Marshal Fred White, shot by Curly Bill, 1880. And have you seen the movie? You know the one I'm talking about. He goes to disarm him in the street. Curly Bill's out shooting at shadows after a big night on the opium, and Fred White, being the marshal, went to disarm him and was shot in the chest. So rest in peace, Marshal Fred White. I don't know what this is, but something to do with the funeral parlour. The old mate in the front there. So it's obviously an advertisement for something, but I wonder if it is the funeral parlour or that's what it was actually used for many years ago. But it's sitting on the side of the road to say they have been shot, robbed, burned, graffitied and mistreated. Please, I'm almost there. Just next to the cemetery. And this joint here is not actually open. Looks like she's shut for business, so maybe it had something to do with that. I'm not sure. Well, this is not what I want to see. It is absolutely pissing down here at the moment. Supposed to have a ghost tour at 8:30 tonight. It's about 7:30, so we've got an hour. So the fact that we've got to walk around the city, I've got a feeling that it might be cancelled. Look at that. Anyway, as I've said many times on this tour so far, or this holiday, it is what it is, and you got to roll with the punches. All right, well, looks like the ghost tour is off. I won't be going, just with the thunder and lightning and rain. Apparently the tour is still going ahead, but you think I'm going to be out in this? No way. As you can see, yeah, thunder, lightning, heavy rain. I don't know how we're supposed to be walking around the city of Tombstone, or the town of Tombstone, so good luck with those who turn up tonight. But that, unfortunately, is going to make it the end of today's episode. Would have loved to have gone to the locations around town and heard a lot of the stories about the town, but it is what it is. So look, that's going to do it for this episode, and tomorrow we head to Las Vegas, so more boxing orientated after the last couple of days. So guys, thanks again for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you in episode number 7.